Hey, here we are. It's another Monday morning, which means it's property finance Q&A time. Here with a cup of tea. And I'm going to sit and chat about property finance. What we are, if you guys ask some questions, because again, property finance Q&A is about asking questions on property finance and me replying. So there we are. So I'll give you guys a chance to come up with some questions. Sometimes we get more, sometimes we get less. Occasionally we don't get any. It's all okay. So there we are. What do you want to know about property finance? And why should I be answering you? Because I spent over 20 years brokering pretty much every property finance you can think of, and been training people on property finance since 2013. So this week's a bit different. I'm going to tell you what I'm up to this week. I'm out in Porto, in Portugal, for a few days. And why am I here, you might ask? Well, it's to do with the mastermind. Now, I have actually run masterminds in Porto before, but this time I'm not running it this week. I'm part of it. And so we've got different business owners, and we're all going to brainstorm the challenges and opportunities in our business. So that's going to be fun. We meet monthly anyway, so we're just having a bit of an extended retreat, you could call it that. So that's what I'm up to this week. So we're in the you can't see it because it's behind the I'm facing the kitchen, but the other way got some fabulous views of the Douro River. The Douro River. There you go, in Porto. And cracking place to come, by the way. Got some of those Viking riverboat cruises that are moored up a little bit further downriver there. So maybe you're a sort of river cruise type person. Yeah, I've never been on one, but there you go. Might do in the future. So, what do you want to know? Property finance questions. What is it you want to know? So last week, I said to you that I was going to Leeds because we had my Ninja Achievers, my top level mentoring group. That's when the mentoring group I'm running, not participating, and it was a really good meeting actually. So we didn't meet in August. We don't meet in August, so everyone deserves a bit of time off, don't they? But so we hadn't met until since early July, so 2 months gone. The amount of activity, those guys, took my hat off to them because they were really active, finding problem properties, evaluating what they could do with them, working their numbers out, making offers, getting them rejected, following up. Some really good news. So a few people saying good morning there. So there we are. Welcome to you. There we are. Good to see you. So, hey, guys, what do you want to know? If people don't want to know anything, that's okay. I've got a busy day, and I can just jump on and get on with my day, but I always show up here in case people want to know something, And of course, you don't have to wait a whole week because you can come and join my Facebook group. Let me just find a link to that. It's Recycle Your Cash Facebook group, because it's what I teach people to do. Recycle their cash. And in fact, I wrote a book on it. You can find it on Amazon. Buy, refurb, refinance. How to build a whole portfolio from a single pot of cash. So, yeah, there we are. So let's see if we can find you a link here. Yeah, there we go. Just doing a bit of cutting and pasting here. So I'm going to pop that in here. Yeah. So maybe you're watching this, and hey, maybe you're watching the replay. So if you're watching the replay, give us a hashtag replay. Because hey, not everyone can be free 8:30 on a Monday morning. People have other stuff to do in life. So there we are. So we'll pop that in here. There we are. So just go to Facebook /groups/recycle cash. Come and join 3,000 other people, and you can post a question any day of the week, and I'll be in there to answer it. So there we are. Good. Got any questions? What do you want to know? I'm here to answer questions on property finance. So I think last week we had a bit of a marathon. It's about 50 minutes, I think. I usually say I'll rock up for half an hour, but of course, staying here half an hour, it depends on you guys asking some questions. And so while we wait for some questions, let me tell you about BRR Boardrooms. And if you're watching the replay, keep your ears peeled on this one. So BRR by Refurb Refinance. Boardrooms kick off on the 4th of October in Birmingham, and then the 5th of October in Leeds. And then I think it's the 18th and 19th, whatever the Saturday, Sunday is, about 2 weeks later. I'll be in Bristol and London. So what are BRR Boardrooms? Well, they're a different way to do my BRR summits. BRR summits, any number of people can come. Hey, JC, you got a question coming in? Good. I'll wait and I'll keep chatting about the BRR summits while and Boardrooms while we wait for you to pop it in. Good. Thanks for that, buddy. So yeah, BRR Boardrooms, BRR summits, anyone can come. We will be running 4 of those in November. But BRR Boardrooms are a little bit of a different thing on that. So it's 10 people maximum, and that is maximum. Well, I'll drill down and tell you exactly how BRR works. And if you get it right, it's a massively powerful concept because, as I said a little while ago, you can buying a dilapidated property or a problem property at a knockdown price, fixing the problem or dilapidation, uplifting the value significantly, refinancing it back out, and all, or sometimes not quite all, but certainly most of your cash is back in your bank account. And what do you do then? You do it again and again and again. And it is just the most powerful concept in property. And I've brokered hundreds of these loans. So there we are. Yep. So BRR Boardrooms, 4th and 5th, and then I think 18th and 19th, wouldn't it be? Yeah. So Saturdays and Sundays. And also you get, hey, here's something you don't get with BRR Summits. Boardroom people get 2 pre-event evening Zoom sessions. Now on the Monday preceding those events, I'll be doing a deal clinic. So if you're trying to make a deal work for BRR and it's not quite you're thinking, I don't know if it works or not, I'll evaluate it and tell you whether it does or not. So that's going to be useful. And also we can introduce ourselves to the people we're going to meet in that weekend on the Wednesday, or it could be the Thursday evening. We'll do a 3-trigger deal finder. So when you come to the event at the weekend, you'll already have some deals to look at because we'll have found them on that 3-trigger deal finder. And I'll show you how easy it is to find deals on Rightmove and Zoopla, and really simple, not scrolling for hours. You know, the old doom scrolling thing. So, hey, why don't you come along? It's really simple. Just go here, look, there we are, look, brrsummit.com. Jump on there and either jump on one of the summits in November, or one of the boardrooms in October. And hey, I'd love to see you there. Because once those are finished, I won't be doing any more till next spring. Now, JC's coming in with his question. We're going to deal with this one first. So we've got LinkedIn user here. Now that's weird because normally it comes up with a name. So I don't know whether I used to have this with Facebook groups. I haven't seen it for quite a while, where you had to give your permission for them to publish your identity. And if you didn't, you just come up as Facebook user. I might be able to find out who that is. Is Launchpad taking place in the new year? BRR Launchpad you're talking about? Well, it absolutely is. because it's a once a year thing I do. I do it in March. So it is March in 2026, and it will be the 20th to the 22nd of March. So BRR Launchpad, 3 days, multiple speakers, mentee case studies as well. I'll be interviewing some of the people that have done great projects, BRR projects. Cracking once a year event. There'll be live stream tickets as well, so you can come in the room or you can go live stream. I wish you, Mel. Is it? Okay. Weird why you're not coming up as your name. So maybe you didn't give permission, but yeah, definitely going to be doing Launchpad. Wouldn't miss that. It's a brilliant event, and be great if you're there helping. So let's go back to JC now. Here we are. So he's put quite a few things here. So we'll take them one at a time. How would you fund the purchase of building 2 flats? Purchase price is 180 to 200. Okay. So if it's a new build, very simple. It's development finance, not bridging finance, JC. It's because bridging finance works on existing buildings. If they're new builds, development finance. But you just okay, I might have misread that then. So the refurb would be 50 grand. A purchase of a building with 2 flats, not purchase building 2 flats, not buying a bit of land, putting 2 flats on it. You're building with 2 flats. Okay, right, that would be bridging finance. Okay, refurb costs are 50. End value is about 320 to 400. Okay, depending on the finish in the market's type mortgage. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay, at the time to a standard mortgage, just so you know, it won't be a standard mortgage. Now you've got 2 ways. Myself and Sarah, we're suffering from colds. We come out bloody Porto and get cold. How bad is that? So excuse me if I sniffle a bit and cough a bit. But there we are. I could have said, I can't be bothered to do the Q&A today. Got a bit of a cold, but hey, don't want to let people down. So standard mortgage won't be a standard mortgage because if it's 2 flats on a single title, no buy-to-let lender does that. You need a multi-unit freehold block mortgage, MUFB. Special mortgage for blocks of flats, even if there's only 2 of them. So there we are. And if you split the title, of course, and make them on 2 separate titles, well then, yes, you can do a buy-to-let mortgage on each. Okay, you got 90k cash. So you're buying it at 180, you got 90k cash. Well, that's pretty easy. Let's see what else. From my calculation, the buyer has to buy it with a 75% bridge, but not enough money for the refurb. So how would you go about this? And before I answer it, I know you're scrolling down and doing other ones, so I'm going to get to there. A refurb bridge is how you would do it because you borrow 75% of the purchase, JC, and 100% of the works costs. And you've heard a refurb bridge requires a minimum purchase price of 200k or so. No, I don't think so. It would do with some lenders, but not all. Now, the trick is to know which lenders to go to. And if you're not far off of that. You said it's 180, 200. So you're not far off that anyway. But Trinity in the brokerage, she's absolutely amazing. And if there's a seller out there, no, not a seller. If there's a bridge lender out there that will do a refurb bridge at a bit under 2 grand, then 200 grand, she'll find it. So why don't you just connect with me if you want us to find that bridging for you, and then we'll find you a refurb bridge where you get 75% of your purchase price. 100% of that 50 grand refurb, it'll probably be split into 2 or 3 stages. So maybe 2 lots of 25 or roughly 3 lots of 15, something like that. And there we are. So that's how we do it. We do it on a refurb bridge, JC. And tell you what, Trinity would love to help you with that. Love to help you with that. So get in touch with me. Do you know how to get in touch with me? Well, I'll give you 2 ways. You can you're in on YouTube. So just go back to my homepage and you'll see that welcome to my YouTube page. And there's a drop down box. I think it's under there's a word more in MORE in bold print. Just click on that and there'll be a drop down menu. Click on that. There's an email addresses in there, or you can just come and message me at my Facebook page. Let's give you that. You just go and find it. Just getting that for you. Got to cut and paste this, put it on screen. I mean, I could tell you, but people would like to see it rather than just hear me say it, I think. So we're just going to pop that in there. And I'll pop it on screen for you. JC, so 2 ways to get in touch with me. Through YouTube, got my video, email there. There we are. Or just jump onto Facebook /Kevin Wright Property, message me there, JC, and we'll get you lined up to get that refurb bridge. That'll be the best way to do it. And actually, what we'll also do is once you've done the refurb, we'll connect you up with Isaac. He's sitting in the same office, just a desk or so away from Trinity, and he'll get you the right mortgage, whether it's 2 buy-to-lets if you split the title, or it's 1 MUFB mortgage. Yeah, there you go. Right. So hopefully that answers your question. And thanks for putting the question up. Now, while I've been answering JC's question, if you're watching this, have you thought of a question? Because if you have, whack it in the chat box and I'll answer it. There we go. So we got now, 3 weeks until the 4th and the 5th. So I'll be launching the boardrooms in 3 weeks' time. And be great to see some of you guys, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay. It's fine. I'll look forward to seeing you at Boardroom. It's going to be good. So, have we got any more questions, or are we going to wrap it up pretty quick today? So, well, we're not quite at my normal 30 minutes, which I say I'll be on here for, but hey. Actually, when we opened the curtains this morning, all mist, couldn't see the river at all. It was just really like a sea mist. And now in the past 30 or so minutes, that's cleared. And we can now see the river. And it's a bit quiet out at the moment. There's normally quite a few river boats up and down there, but right now, no, it's pretty quiet out there. Get busier later. So there we go. Got a question? Got to be quick because I'm going to be off in a minute. And I'll be back next week, and I'll do it next Monday. Be in my normal office then, and we'll be answering questions and that sort of thing. And tell you something else I've got coming up in a couple of weeks' time. Actually, I've got my Ninja Investor Digital, which is my next level training after the BRR days. But I launched that out as a separate thing. Normally the digital part is in with a whole package, and it's a 4-day workshop, my mentoring, blah, blah, blah. But I thought, why don't we just have a sort of lower value, still the great content, but actually an easier way in. And as part of that, I'll run an implementation day. So we're people that are at that level with me, we're meeting up on the 27th in Birmingham of September. And we're going to have an implementation day. So they've been learning it online, and then they've been finding deals, making offers, getting them rejected, and normal thing. So we're going to have a whole day of discussing their implementation activities, and then I can school them and train them. on how to do that better. So we've got a question coming in. I'm guessing this is Mel. There we are. If doing one large project rather than 2 or 3 smaller ones, are you better with a line of credit or mortgaging an unencumbered property to raise the funds? Don't think it really makes much difference whether you're doing 2 or 3 smaller ones simultaneously or doing one larger project now, because and let's look at those two ways. So a line of credit or or just a mortgage. Now, on a mortgage, you're definitely paying the full cost of borrowing over a full 12 months, and then ad infinitum after that, really, for the rest of the term. So it's a consistent monthly cost. With a line of credit, there might be a residual monthly non-usage fee, but you only really pay the full level of interest. It is higher interest, but you only really pay the full level of interest whilst you're actually on project. So you might find, and of course they're 2, 3, or sometimes even 5-year loans. So you might find that actually a line of credit is easier. Now, where a line of credit would definitely help rather than a mortgage is that you've actually got the funds ready to go. Because once a line of credit is approved, I mean, we're on a Monday. If you found a deal, you could literally say, I'll buy it Friday. I'll have the money in your bank by Friday. Now, I guess if you pulled a big chunk of cash and that's sitting in your bank, you might be able to do the same thing. So swings and roundabouts, I think, Mel. There's no clear winner on that. It just feels, would you rather pay a lower rate of interest, but have to make the full payment on that sum, whether you're using it or not? You go for a mortgage, or whether you have a higher rate of interest, but not have to pay the full rate, except if you're using the money. So, so there you go. JC's come back with another comment. You try and explain this to someone, they weren't sure on the refurb bridge cut-off price. They thought they needed about 120 cash to start. No, I don't think so. Look, if you're buying it at 200, then 25% is 50k, isn't it? You got 90k. You got a bit of stamp duty, so I mean, stamp duty is not going to be 40k, is it? Anywhere near it on time? So no, absolutely won't need 120k cash to do that. Yeah, do get them to contact. Yeah, or well, you can contact me first if you like. I've given you a couple of ways to do it. You can go through the YouTube, or you can just do that. To tell them to type Kevin Wright Property into Facebook, and I'll answer it. I'll pick it up. Name check you so that I know that it's come from you. And hey, do you remember we were talking about those boardrooms, JC? Love to see you at one of them. I don't know which one would work best for you, whether it's London, Leeds, Bristol, or Birmingham. But it'd be really, you pop up regularly with questions, and it's really nice. So be great to see you at a boardroom. There you go. Good. So we got another sort of semi-regular. I think we're a regular watcher there anyway. Now we got Rob coming in. Hello, Rob. Good to see you, mate. Haven't had a question for a while, but I think you do watch every week. Not always live, I know, but you sometimes come in on the replays. Quick reminder on using cross-collateral bridging, using the equity from main residence. Yeah, happy to do that. Pretty simple. Is that if you've got a property that you own, could be the one you live in, doesn't have to be, could be one you rent out, and you've got no mortgage on it, then you can borrow up to 75% of that value to get effectively a cash lump sum you can go and do something with. Now, It could be that that's enough for you to buy a property outright. So you just go and buy it effectively for cash because the money's been sitting in your bank account. Or you use it for a bigger project, then you use it as a deposit and maybe the refurb cost too. So you can use it in different ways. Now, if you're not fortunate enough to have a property you own with no mortgage and you've got some mortgage, then typically they'll lend 65%, sorry, 65%. They'll lend 65% of the value less your mortgage. So quick, we use actually JC's example there of 200,000, which was what he was talking about. If you've got a property worth 200,000, no mortgage on it, you get a cross-collateral bridge loan of 150, which you can use to buy a property outright, depending on what part of the country you live in, or use it as a deposit and get a bridging loan on the property you want to buy. You can do it that way. If you've got a mortgage, let's say you've got a mortgage of 100 and your property is worth 200, well, they'll probably go up to 65. A few of them must go to 17% now. So let's say 65. 65% of 200 is 130. You've got 100 mortgage, so actually your usable equity is just a bit between 100 and 130. So you've got 30 grand usable equity in that example. So if that gives you a reminder, all good. If you need a bit more of a reminder, then tell me what else you want to know, Rob, and I'll be very happy to answer it. But thank you. Now, Graham, hey, how you doing, Graham? Good to see you again. Oh, one of those Viking river cruises just going past the window now. There you go. Bunch of people on board, all very excited, all looking forward to their cruise. I think it's a 7-day cruise go right up to Spain. They do. Now, Graham, what kind of line of credit is possible if we have an unmortgaged 200 grand property? Is it possible to use it in a cross collateral? Yes, it is. It is. So the only difference with a line of credit and cross collateral, Graham, is the length of the loan. Now with cross collateral bridging, it's deal specific. So you borrow it for one project and you pay it back when that project's completed. With a line of credit, it's a longer term loan, 2, 3, or even 5 years, depending on what lenders are offering at any given time. And you get the, let's say if it's unmortgaged, you probably get 150 grand approved. So that 150 grand is underwritten, your valuation fees paid, your legal fees paid. So it just sits there waiting for you to draw, which you can do in part or in whole. And you just pay interest on the bit that you draw. So you could draw that the whole 150, or you may only draw 50 and you don't get charged on the other 100 because you're not using it. So that's the different, but you would use it either to buy a property, as I was just saying previously, to buy it in its entirety, or to use it as part funding, and then you get a bridging loan on the property you want to do. So hopefully that answers your question. So what do we got? I think this is Mel here. What criteria is used to define the percentage of the lending? Usually it's 75%. So it doesn't really matter. That's all they're looking at, because all they're looking at is the property. The user criteria, I'm not really bothered about that overly. So it's just usually it's 75%. The only difference would be if the property was different. So if the property was different, Mel, and it was a commercial property, then you probably get 65 to 70, possibly 60%, depending on what type of commercial it is. So it's this property you're offering up with security that might make the difference. Thanks for that question. We've got Snow Doggy Dog here. Hello, Snow Doggy Dog. Good to see you back with a question. considering buying an ex-local authority house. Okay, yeah, plenty of them around, isn't there? Brick built, good. Cavity wall, good. Tiled roof, good, in a good area. So would you foresee any difficulty in financing this type of property in the long run? No, I wouldn't. Brick built is standard construction like that. It's got a cavity wall, it's got a tiled roof. Excuse me. Don't see any issues with that. Obviously, the value would be always a bit lower because they value ex-local authority estates lower than a private estate for the similar type house. But all good. Would the mortgage rates tend to be higher? Shouldn't be, and if so, only marginally. So again, Isaac, I know you dealt with Isaac in the brokerage already, Snowy, but Isaac could very happily help you out with that. And you're really welcome. My pleasure. So it's on the property you own. Okay, so it's residential property, 75%. Well, yeah, pretty simple. There we are. Good. Well, we got a flurry of questions, didn't we? I thought we were going to drop out without any questions this week, and all of a sudden, bang, there's quite a few. Now, if you've got another question, you better be quick because I'm going to be off in a minute. But so I've got to tell you, I'm pretty excited about these boardrooms. I've never done it quite that way before, in like a boardroom layout. Or the deal clinics. Deal clinics are new. Never done those deal clinics before. Could have done them, just didn't have them as part of the package. But they are for boardrooms. So if you're thinking about coming to a boardroom, hey, brrsummit.com. There you go. See you there. So it was very misty this morning out there. The old sun's out now, so it looks like it's going to be a nice day. Up in the 20s in Porto, which is good. So nice sunny day. But there we are. Excuse me. So hopefully my cold will be gone by the time I get back and do another one of these next Monday. So it looks like we're about out. If you've enjoyed watching this, leave a comment. And if you couldn't watch it live, but you're watching it through the replay, give me a hashtag replay on the comments so I know that you've managed to see it. There we are. So I think we're all done from Porto, and I'll be back to see you from good old Blighty in 7 days' time. Same time, 8:30. Yeah. It's raining wet and cold there. Is it? Is it, Mel? Oh dear. I've got to say, clear blue sky out there. Don't want to make you jealous or anything like that, but clear blue sky. So anyway, so we are. So snowy dog. Yeah, well, you're. Or snow doggy dog. There we are. Not snowy dog. Snow doggy dog. There we are. Get it right, Kevin. Get it right. So, see you guys next week. Have a great week. I'll be back again next week. We'll do it all again. Have a great week. Bye for now.